While we're up here, we're also going to go ahead and fix the formatting of the max price as well. Make sure that's our active field. We'll click the Field Settings button, and then we'll go to Number Format and set that up as currency as well. Before we go back, let's change the name of the field. Instead of max of price, let's just make it maximum price. And click OK. Now we have one more field to add, and that's the minimum price. I'm going to start out again by clicking the price field over on our pivot table field list. I'm going to drag it down and drop it above the average price. And I can use either method we already discussed. I could go to the ribbon, but I'm going to go ahead and use the value field settings from just clicking the price field there. I think it's a little faster. I'm going to call this the minimum price. Click on minimum as my aggregate. Up here I'll type minimum price. And then go to my number format and make it currency, just like the others. And then click OK. And OK. Well, now I have all my prices, but this table looks really confusing. On my row labels, let me go ahead while I'm here and change those to bedrooms. And column labels will be bathrooms. But you see, under 2 bedrooms, then I have, under 1 bathroom, I've got the minimum, average, and maximum price next to each other. Then I have 2 bathrooms, minimum, average, and max next to each other. It's a little confusing. Let's go over to the report building section and see what's happened here. Under values, I have my 3 price fields with their different aggregates. But I also have a strange field underneath the column labels. I've got the values, this little values field. And what that represents is if there's more than one value being aggregated, then they have to kind of be subheadings either under the columns or the rows. For this particular example, I just happen to know they're going to look better as row headings. So all we have to do is grab that values special field, drag it under row labels, and you see how the pivot totally reorganized our data. And now it looks a little better. We got a heading here that says 2 bedrooms, and underneath 2 bedrooms we have the min, average, and max price. Same for 3, 4, and 5. So you kind of get the idea of what a pivot table can do. Once you set up the things that you want to add up or aggregate, you can have column and row headings, and you can change those around a lot. Let's try something else interesting just for fun. I'm going to grab that values label and put it above bedrooms and see what happens. Now my value subheadings, minimum, average, and max price, are row headings, and underneath each of them is the number of bathrooms that go down. I could actually also drag my number of bathrooms over to the row labels and just have that be a subheading of the number of bedrooms. So now we've got the minimum price, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms. As you can see, there's no really one right way to organize your pivot table. It all kind of depends on the data you're working with and what you want it to represent. So let me move it back here, put bathrooms back on column labels and move bedrooms up. And now we have our well-formed pivot table. Well, that pretty much covers all the basics of pivot tables. You now have the tools you need to make a basic pivot table. Remember that one of the key components to start with is well-formatted table of data. From there, it's pretty easy to build column and row fields, and then add value fields and where we could see the different ways to summarize our data. I encourage you to go ahead and try the exercises along with this course. They're essentially what we did, but you can do it yourself. You can always refer back to the video if you get stuck. And then experiment with what you've learned. Apply to the information you use on a daily basis. When you're ready, you can move on to other pivot table courses where we will cover more advanced topics like calculated fields, running totals and percentages, grouping, and advanced formatting of the pivot table.